2 assists away from a triple-double, and was just a force. You know, they had to double him. When they didn't, he really attacked the basket hard. And I thought those 2 guys, you know, Mark didn't finish as much, but Mark had some great moments. Like, he's so close. I'm telling you, Mark is so close to having just some big-time games, and he's right there. But I love what our vets did, and then, you know, the guard play with Caleb, Jared, Jalen. I thought it was just a team effort. You know, we switched a little bit how we played the defense. They spread you out so much, we ended up switching a lot. I thought we moved our feet well, limited their threes, and to hold a team like Hofstra, who averages 80 a game, to 29 points in the second half, thought that was really good.
John, with the turnovers, they had, I think, 10 turnovers after halftime, and y'all had 20 points of your 31 off turnovers after halftime. What were you guys doing better in terms of forcing turnovers and then converting at the other end?
Well, you know, they make you play very disciplined, because if you put 2 on the ball in any situation, like if you come over to help, they're going to find the open player. And basically everybody on the court besides, you know, their bigs, you know, like Fritz will shoot a 3, but that's not what he does. Everybody else will shoot them. And so I thought we had great discipline, starting with controlling the ball. I thought our pressure throughout, we didn't pressure to get steals, but I just thought our pressure wore on them some. Our 4 guards just continued to pick up full court and got on their legs, which is great. And then just keeping the ball in front and then staying disciplined when knowing when to help and when to stay at home.
John, did you get what you needed to get out of the last 2 games coming off of the previous week?
Yeah, I mean, for me, we knew going in we played 2 really good teams in Charlotte and Hofstra, and we just want to take a step forward. And, you know, of course you want that to translate to winning, but for me it's not just about winning, it's about how we played, it's about how we competed, it's about how we prepared. And so I don't know if I said it to you guys or not after the last game, but I know I told our team the blueprint is set. You know, the blueprint's set after these last 2 games. You have to continue to adjust and adapt to who you're playing, what the game plan is. But in terms of the preparation, the collective effort, the fight, and tonight was great because we didn't have it, it wasn't perfect for us in the first half. So for them to take the lead and then for us to respond, I thought was great. Was great for this team to go through that first half.
How much of the blueprint has to do with having an assist rate in the 60-70% range?
Yeah, that's a big thing. No, I just felt these last 2 games, you don't know who's scoring. Guys are just making the right pass. It comes back around to you. And you know, I'll take a lot of responsibility for that because teams have played us differently, and I've had to do a better job of positioning them where their strengths are shown, but also with adjusting to what reads are there based on how teams are playing. And so, like, to their credit, they played about 3 or 4 different defenses tonight, and so we kept, again, then we have to adjust to that. And but our guys, you know, they're smart players. They adjusted on the fly, and I think they're gaining confidence with who we have to be together in order to win.
John, let me ask you about the 4-guard lineup the last 4 or 5 minutes of the first half. That was really the lineup that brought Duke back from the 5-point deficit and led into the half. Just talk about that, how effective that lineup was.
Yeah, well, it was for us. You know, look, they were playing differently with Mark in there. Mark had some, like I said, he had some stuff right there that, you know, he can have 25 points in a game like this. It isn't what he has to do. Like, he's been passing the ball and playmaking for us in a big way. But, you know, we went with Jalen in there because we wanted to spread him out on offense, felt we could really guard on defense, and Jalen was playing well for us. And Caleb was playing well. Jared was playing well. And so, again, I think our team, we're not afraid to play whatever 5 guys is going to be the best. Like, I've learned that from Coach K since day one up in here. I mean, I remember lineups. I'm not saying it was the best lineup. I remember where I was at the 4 for us one time. Taylor King was at center. I was at the 4, and Gerald Henderson, DeMarcus Nelson, Greg Paul was playing. You guys can fact check me if you want. Playing Wisconsin here in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. But for us, just putting a lineup out there, we felt we had to match what they were doing, and they gave energy, and then on offense it flowed really well.
And as a quick follow-up, if I may, Hofstra had 2 offensive rebounds and no second chance points, even with Duke playing a small lineup. We've talked a lot about getting rebounds from your perimeter players. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, rebounding is all about grit. It's all about fight. It's all about doing it together. Even if you're blocking out a bigger guy, we've talked about you don't even have to get the rebound. Just you block him out, and then your teammate's going to have your back. And I have to watch the film, but I thought there were maybe 3 or 4 of those tonight where the guy that started the block out, he didn't get the ball, but somebody else did because he put his body on the line. So that's a big thing.
Flip said he lobbied to stay in the game the final 2 minutes. But
No, he
pointed-
didn't.
he
He knew he
pointed-
wasn't staying in.
He said you pointed to his 7 turnovers and said he had to.
Yeah, rightfully so. By the way. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it's he had plenty of opportunities to get those 10 assists, and so that's on him completely. Don't put that on me. That's on him.
If you could go back to that first half, you called a timeout towards the end. Your team was trailing, but once you went back in and took a 5-point lead at the half, you never really looked back. That seemed to be a key moment.
Yeah. By the way, I will say back to your question about Flip. For a 7-footer to pass the way he does is big time. And if he cleans up a few of those, all of a sudden he does have a triple-double. The amount of points that are scored from when he touches it is just it's an amazing thing to have. I don't think any team can match when he's that way. So his passing was big time for us tonight, in all seriousness. To your question, Mark, we haven't started games well, and we haven't started halves well. And so we've tried to do a lot in practice just to prepare for that, to simulate a game as much as possible. And, I was pretty positive at halftime. And, I haven't necessarily been that way all the time, but I thought we fought. I thought we competed and did a great job at the end of the half to be in that position. And, our goal was always to make the other team call a timeout. And 2.5 minutes in, they did. And we kept our foot on the gas, and we're able to gain some separation.